So, the day before yesterday, I started with this special lecture series, which has been part with sensor fused intelligent systems, especially focused in industrial sectors. Why that is important? So at the time I mentioned that not only imagining, we have to do real work, to apply in the real field. That means in the industry, for example, especially I have been working in the industry sectors, as I mentioned, and I have been the dispatched professor who is belonging to the company. I have been working for my company, not my company, for our university company that is called HD Hyundai Heavy Industries. Big ship, I said, right? Big ship. More than several hundred meters long and 50 meters high and 50 meters wide, such a level. Can you imagine? It's not easy to imagine if you don't see that. Yeah. So that is welcome. So that is so important aspect. Actually, we run in the industry. Especially, we are really focusing on the wider and unstructured environment, unstructured factory, which has been in the dockyard. Dockyard. Mine? Yeah. Oh, thank you. Mine. Yeah, dockyard. Dock. DOCK, dock. Big ship is put into the land, nearby the land on the sea. That is a dock, we say. So we usually build such a big ship on the dock. Sometimes there is on the dry dock, no water, but if you put the water inside, and then the good ship will be buoyed, like a buoy, so buoy on, and then they go out. Thank you, Kitty. Yeah, so thank you. That is what you have intended to build in the wider and unstructured environment. So that's a case of unstructured environment, like such a dock. If you are considering like a general factory, like manufacturing factory, Hyundai Motors, we have the heavy industry. Nearby, we have the Motors company that is the largest manufacturing factory in the world. In one sector, that is the largest. So if you come to Ulsan, you will see that kind of scale. How large is that? Every day we are exporting with so many cars, mobiles. So that is also loaded onto the big ship. So we are doing that. To make that kind of things, we have to do so much work to be involved in the real world. So I can mention that as such as topics like sensor fused, intelligent systems in industrial sectors. Second day, I have mentioned that this one. Inside of that sensor fuse, there are many kinds of sensors like camera. So camera captures imagery or videos like that, right? So those imagery information could be processed in the computer system. So during the 5 decades we have evolved. So the evolution has been done quite much in the image processing or computer vision. So I have mentioned that something like this one, right? What is the conventional city and what is modern city? Yesterday I focused, right? So today I'm going to say a little bit different story, but that has been wrapped up into one piece like this. Vision, AI, and digital transformation, AX, we call it, in industry. So these all lecture series or content is quite wide and big and deep for many things, many layers of knowledge or many different fields of the work should be done. But I can do some summary in the matter of what we have been involved in reality, especially in my laboratory, because I have very big and very strong and big team I have done. So I'd like to show you again what I have been involved in this work. So like this. Yeah. As you see, this is something like Google Earth systems, but from here it is switched over to CPS digital twin, computer physical, cyber physical systems like that. So this is our university campus. We generated this by ourselves. So the cars, if it moves around in the campus on the road, then it will be shown in this way. We can generate, this is a video, but we made this kind of digital twin systems so we can maneuver or drive the cars inside of the campus where you want to go. So this is a one touring inside the shortcut circuits in our campus. But even though you are not in Ulsan, but you can see around my university campus in Korea. This is good things. Why we are trying to use this twin to make this twin that is cyber physical system to be used as cyber physical system. Cyber means zero system. Physical system is a real system out there. So they are going to be combined together. Of course, there are so many things to do to generate a kind of CPS-based real-time working or anticipating or expecting or predicting the future along your different kinds of scenario. If you have this kind of things. So this is my announcement of myself. I have been involved. I have been involved our degree as what kind of summary and what you have been involved. So I have been in working very top work. My university, UOU, University of Ulsan, has been established in 1970. Not long, almost 56 years now, right? 56 years. But my university has been accredited as a good university in Korea that has been sponsored by our national government. Originally, that has been also so much supported from our government at the beginning. That is 1970. So at that time, we are so poor country. Now, at that time, we have been supported from the British government also. Like you have some support from Korean government like that. So actually, we have been born. So since 2024, 2 years ago, we have been recognized as a local university. Local means global plus local university that has been accredited by the Korean government. 30, only 30 universities will be accredited from government. So we were the first year we have been selected. So that means quite a big one. So this aims for education and research sectors, how the university works for regional or global or national work. So if that has been powerful or strength, then that is recognized. Even though my university is not national government, national university, not national private university, of course there is some public sectors service, but originally that has been funded by Hyundai Group, and at the time, President Park, you may know. So that has been recognized. So my university generated quite a big amount of money for that process. For 5 years, for this kind of amount of money, 200 million US million dollars. So quite big amount of money. Oh. So my university also has a medical school. You know, medical school is quite strong in the society, especially in the Western society, right? Especially America or Korea, we are very, very different. You also have a uniform or public domain service national health insurance system. Yes, I heard. Korea also have established that kind of system since 1980s. 1980s. So that actually was a skill for the national or people medical system, healthcare system. But very, this is a different story, but very important thing is in other countries, for example, America, US case, they don't. So one time, President Obama, have initiated to such a national healthcare system, which is called Obamacare healthcare, but that has been abandoned by Donald Trump. Actually, that is a very, very hardship for ordinary nominal people because if they don't have the health insurance, they cannot go to the hospital. It is not easy to get a reservation to have a reservation to see physician in US. Furthermore, that is too much expensive. Why do I know that? My son is a pharmacist in US, so he's working in the medical sectors. One time he has been in UCLA hospital, but now he abandoned that. He opened up his own venture business in Silicon Valley now. So I know that because I am still cooperating with him too. And the next session, we have started another one, rise. Actually, before that means until 24, we had different kinds of systems which has been sponsored by the national government, Ministry of Education, which is called RIS, Regional Innovation System. Regional Innovation System. But after that, we have started new grant systems, which is called RISE, expanded for education. So that has been also been very much of grant. I have been involved in that kind of grants also. It consists of the focus. I mentioned this 2 days ago. You don't forget. You don't remember. If you forget that, whatever it is, field-oriented something research. And I-core, innovations core idea, or some factory core idea, or some IRIS process. So many processes which has been stemmed from my university under this RISE grant. So that also has a big amount of money, right? Annually, $20 million. So with this kind of grant, we have had much money, so we try to contact with foreign countries, especially South Asian bright people like you. And also not only you, in the last year I have been Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh. We have opened up 2 nights. One is Ulsan nights in Hanoi. The other one is Ulsan nights in Ho Chi Minh. I have initiated kind of Ulsan nights 15 years ago when I was vice dean of the College of Engineering in my university. At the time, I had opened up the kind of program. So I remember, and I have a very good memory. So I joined that Ulsan nights twice in the last year. So I could see quite many University of Ulsan alumni, those who are already stepped up as a president or a vice president or a second dean all over the Vietnamese area. So I was very, very happy because I have been involved in that kind of work a long time ago. So anyway, so we have such a grant now, so still we are very, very aggressively cooperating with partners in Vietnam, not only in Vietnam, Indonesia, other countries in Asia. So Asia. In such a history, I have been involved also quite much of big brands personally, like a drone image-based AI projects, which has been since 2020. I mentioned that 2 days ago. I mentioned that what I have been involved in my laboratory and my supervision, my laboratory have been involved. So this was one of the grants what I have taken for 2020. That was almost 2.3 million US dollars. I have used that money for only 6 months. It is big money, right? And since that time, I have also involved to developing such a digital twin system. So I have made such a project since 2020 generation. Some will say that hobby or whatever it is, the professional world development, whatever it is, if you are using computer systems, so if you devise new things on cyberspace, if that is reflecting the real world, not versus psychophysical system, if that has been really reflect that the physical system, that is a wonder. And furthermore, something which has been working in the real time in the physical system, if it has been reflected on it, or you can open up different styles with a different scenario. Let's say scenario. You can devise your own scenario if you have such a discipline. That's interesting. You can drive here. Of course, you can drive here too. There is a multi options you can do. So in the cyber system, of course, you can do along your visionary scenario. So in that sense, this twin is so important. So I think that is definitely necessary for open up new idea. So in the middle of that, I have devised many things like a meta. I will show you that one. Meta is I devised Ulsan. Here, Ulsan is metropolitan city, so many places, big wider places, but I made what is good features of Ulsan. So for tourists, for example, if they want to come to Ulsan, what do you want to know, or where do you want to go? If I visit here in Da Nang, where do I have to go? Yeah, of course, this time I have to come to VKU, so I will naturally drop by here. But if I'm a tourist, then according to my interest, I can go anywhere, right? So sometimes I can go to some beach resort or sometimes in the market area. That's up to me, right? My decision. So at the time, those information should be provided. Usually what? By web or by textbook, something like that. But why not try to apply in the cyberspace? That is distribution. So I have devised that idea onto the focusing on tourist or announcement from the Busan Metropolitan City Government. So I have devised some traffic informations or some tourist information or some industry information, something that is incorporated in this field. That is called metaverse. So I have been recognized as a good pioneer in that work. So in the last year, I have been endowed with a good name like a ambassador. I'm the Ulsan Mice ambassador. You know, mice meaning incentive, convention, or conference, exhibition or exposition. You know, mice, MICE, that is business. Mice business is important. Yeah, if you are mayor of the Dana, you want to host many tourists from abroad, then you can get more money from them. If they are coming, they spend money, then the Dana city life can get so many people can get more money, right? Something that we call that is what type of business we say that mass meeting incentive and convention and exhibition. So I have been recognized as an ambassador in my towns in the last year. Not only that, actually, I also run my own business, which is called as Code Pro Incorporation. Code Pro Incorporation. I'm running my venture business too. So the company produces other digital twin systems, which I have shown you before. So in the drone imagery, drone. Nowadays, drone. So many people are using the drone now, right? Have you ever fly up the drone system? Not yet. You also need such a license, right? You need a license, so you can driver's license, then you can drive on drone, right? Yeah. If you want to fly up the drone, you also need to have drone's license. Yeah, and more than that. Yeah, in Korea, I don't know here. In Korea, we have four classes: first, second, third, fourth. The fourth is such a registry under 250 gram drones. Under 250 grams, you can fly up for yourself. Once you have registered. Other threes, first, second, third, they are different. This one, first class, is 250 kilograms. 250 kilograms weight until under 250 kilograms, you can fly. Now continue license to fly the area. Yeah, if you want to fly up the drone, you have to have such a license. Yeah, you don't need to. Oh, really? License. Sure. Oh, you're sure about that? I don't think so. Whatever it is. Yeah, the matter is. We need those license, and we also need the permit. This is what my uncle is also the ranger. He's used the drone to scout the forest that he's working on. So he said that to use the drone, he needs permit, and he also needs license. Both of them. Yeah, of course. Even though you have a license, for example, at least in Korea, even though I have a license, if I want to fly up really, then I have to register or report and get a permit from the agency. I have to report to the Korea traffic control, and yeah, based on the traffic, they are traffic, not on the land traffic. There is a area traffic, so we have to register and get a permission. At least 1 week ago, usually. So we have to apply that permission. Anyway, so what is the coefficient of the drone imagery? That is, wider in depth views, right? Higher because it flies up in the sky, so you can see the downward, very wide area. Yes. And that is permissible area view for the administrative surveillance purpose. So many uses you can say. Of course, it can be used for security, and that is very necessary. If I put one more here, in the case of the war, for example, battlefield Ukraine, for example, or Iran, or Middle East, then we need the military agencies, they want to see battalion or those military company, they want to see that frontier or ahead of the frontier in the enemy's fields, right? So they want to identify what they are there, what is the main target for them. You see, then you understand. If you want to strike a tank, for example, in the opponent of the frontier front line, then you can fly up the drone so you can see that FPV, first person view, FPV, so you can see that target. So if you put a military uses, you can think that. Of course, it is some demands like the working time. mostly they are run by batteries, electrical battery systems. So usually lithium polymer battery, lithium battery runs almost 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Usually. So not long. Of course, in some case, we need to devise different way for special uses. For example, in the military service, for example, shotgun, shotgun, they need to run so long period, so long distance, right? So they are different style. And sometimes they will cause some in the citizen field that cause some problem like if you have run so much of fly out so much of drone, you may have some pollutions or navigation or technology development fault. You need more, not full, really well matured. You know. On the other hand, I haven't worked on the digital twin, so I said digital twin with the imagery or digital transformation. That is also what I have been involved during the one. So it has also very good features like a swift and fast seamless societies. I said X society, that is expandable society. I mean, this is my coined words. I put X. I coined my terminology. So probably in the society, we may consider many applications. That means use case, right? Where do you want to use the digital twin systems? Here or there? It's totally up to your design concept, so you must devise it. There is a very, very versatile, multiple cases, so you can consider so delicate. So if it works very well, it performs very good because we can combine quite much of technologies inside. I'm not sure you have been involved in the robot systems can be used, robot operating system, ROS we call. ROS can be adapted in this digital twin system. Actually, we do digital twin system. So inside of the digital twin, the machines or robot systems are working with many sensors, and also they are cooperating with themselves. That has been reflected. That is also real time, seamlessly reflecting on the cyber system. Isn't it interesting? You are working those in now. Inside of the law, there is machines or there is artillery or some robot systems moving around. At the time, how you control them? By your keyboard, right? No, I'm saying about that is autonomously run by the system. They should be reflected onto my cyber system. That is CPS, cyber and physical system. Merge mingle together and work in sound wave. So that could be extensive. So I said X, extensive. So many different specific uses could be applied onto this digital system. So in the case of the law, you are familiar with the law games, right? So your law game, if adopts that digital twin, CPS digital twin, then that is much more automatic, much more autonomous, that has multifunctional, even though you do not put so much of message to him, but you can do it according to your intention. Like as you do use cloud systems onto specified by cloud markdown file, then your prompting will be lying on that prompt markdown, right? So you can use so many skills. You can harness them onto your systems. As we are doing that, you can do that kind of things onto your digital twin system. So why not try to use digital twin? Yes? Yeah, you may consider a bit more. If it is first time if you're taught in this way, then you may consider so much from it. So eventually in the system itself is so wide and big, so we need to consider about the safety or security. But if it is well guided inside of the system, then you can do. You're always working with that purpose mean using this security problem, right? Computer security, networking security, right? Same way in the factory too, in the society too. So in the society, if it is well matured, well suited, then that is smart city. You are mayor of Ghana, so you can see everything, even though you are sitting on your chair in the mayor office. Of course, somebody support you so much with things, right? But still, it is something not fully matured yet, not suited yet, almost under construction now. So, in other words, there is a starting point for you, like you young man can start that kind of research work or development work. It is worth for you to make a good service in the development. So now, not so many regulations because it just started. But a little bit mature, many participants will come in, then there are many things will be regulated. So there's a good chance for it to start. Have you ever heard of Unity? Have you ever used Unity or the Unreal?
The program that
Yes, the engine. Yeah, computer graphics, right? Not only graphics, they are main tool to develop such a digital pieces. We have used Unity and ROS with a C++ program. What do you see here? Yeah, we have video. If you see that video usually see some field of view, right? Some field of view. We call that the field of view. Usually we could see that archive capturing the videos, then they will show some screen, right? So they will see some area of this one. So if I see this, only this, then I will see this, and I will see this, and I will see this, combine them all together. That means 360 degrees. In other words, omnidirectional field view. 360 degrees, you can see anyway. Usually, why I'm doing that, usually when you're driving a car, manually, driving a car, then you can see front usually, but sometimes you can see the lateral side too, or behind, or you can talk to your children, not children, your children or your family while you're driving. Huh? Mom, what did you say? Something like that, right? So, same way you can see outside too, 360 degrees while you're driving. It is not preferable, not referable, not preferable, but you do sometimes. In the future, maybe. Not in the future. At this moment, in US, we are using Waymo, for example, Waymo autonomous taxi driving service. No, even though I've not taken such a taxi code, I have such a narrow mind when I hop in, but they run autonomous taxi service using from the Waymo from Google company, right? Or Tesla do that kind of service. Of course, not right on yet. That is something like experimental services. So, as we do see around while I'm sitting inside of the car, you will see front or lateral side or back side, you can see 360 degrees, you can see around. As if you're sitting on the car, we generated that kind of 360 degree imagery to put on this series of panels. So we devise and put those panels. This is 100 inch. 100 inch. That is really big one, right? Almost. This is 100 inch. Yeah. If you put it on here, in my lab we have 14 lateral one 360 degrees. So that has been displayed 360 degrees at the same time. To do that, you have to have such a video, and also you have to see show on the display. So you have to have video RAM synchronous 14 images, 14 displays synchronous. Yes? So you can feel 360 degree in real time, see outside or front side or back side. So we have indicated that way. Two types. One is half one hemisphere. The other one is full sphere. In my lab, I have full sphere display systems. So this is one example. The half one versions will show like this. This is a full screen here. I will show you much more. The one here. Yeah. Inside of that. This is my lab. Can you imagine why we are producing this kind of things onto digital twin systems? As if you are running our autonomous vehicle systems runs automatically. Then while he's moving, the scenery is going to be changed real time. So we generate this. 2 days ago, I also mentioned this digital twin systems that has been done, taken videos in front of on the roof of almost the roof of that skyscraper apartment. This is a we call Kong-Hyun rotary. Kong-Hyun rotary. Kong-Hyun means industrial symbol tower. Industrialization symbol tower in Ulsan. This is the main road. So quite many spikes, right? We have 6 here, 6 accident entrance and exit. Wider one. So here we can shoot on the veranda of one apartment. So we try to take the videos 24 hours, 7 days, 365 days. If you take that, then recorded information will be put up on our system. Then that is a real one, right? Real environment. So we divide same way on the same way in the cyber system. That is disappearing. So imitate these cars are moving around here. This is a 360 degrees that disappearing area, but no cars yet here. So if you put these cars on here, then they should be well meshed. Then there is a real-time digital twin system. So we do that. This is not relevant. Oh, sorry. This is a different one. What I have taken drone imagery. So that kind of more imagery is almost like taking imagery on the veranda of the highest skyscraper apartment. So that has been done. I have been involved in this kind of things. In Korea, actually, we have been promoting AI dataset generation process since 2017. So every year, $2 million dollars will be sponsored by the government for each project. So 2020, I got that process for drone imagery process. That shows many fields actually. AI data will be covered in natural language datasets or vision datasets or healthcare datasets, navigation, so many fields. So whatever I have done that kind of things onto a video imagery like a amusement park area in Korea, many amusement park areas. Amusement park areas or downtown, many cities, so downtown area or some forest or mountain area. So we took quite much of data sets alongside with some lighter data at the time. So eventually I have made so much of long time big data sets. 4K video, 440 hours per 440 hours video data, and 61 hours lighter data. Big amount of data we took. So we uploaded some AI hub in Korea, and also we also have NAS systems in our data server. So we do that. So what do we do? So each one has its own field of applications we can devise by ourselves. So we can do make some services. For example, this was an interesting one. Yeah, at the time we have done AI data with flight imagery for autonomous drones. So if we have that imagery, we have to make some bounding marks and some ground truth information. We have hired almost 100 people at the time. So I have used 2 million US dollars for 6 months. With my money, I have used. This is one example of what I have done. Data process, yeah. Those people are thinking about that. If we have, yeah. That's work. So those people are getting some data refinement, and that is too tedious job, so it's not easy to do. 8 hours per day. You check out that is a cow or that is a person, something that is quite hard, right? So some portions will be done by themselves, and then we do put on our learning systems. AI. Yesterday I mentioned that conventional computer vision, modern style. So CNN based, right? Learning model systems could be used, feed into that the data. So we will do feeding on. So we could make much more faster derivation. So with that amusement park area or downtown area or mountain area, according to those area data, according to respect to data sets, we do some missions to generate new AI services like object detection on the road or person around to respond or abandoned abnormal behaviors detections or searching for the missing or light person, especially inside of the mountain. Someone who is missing, then we need to search out. That is quite hard to climb up the mountain, so why not try to use the drone system automatically searching out? Something like that. So on the road, many cars. So many cars are also detected by itself automatically. And if there is many, then there is crowding, in other words. So we can check out the traffic test. Or some missing person detection, something, some area. So it can be a service like that on the road. If there is a lower than the threshold number, then sounds. If there is exceeded the threshold, then there is a crowding, something like that. And some person who wants to be searched, then along that, who are the person? identifying each ID person. We call that human re-identification. If in the wider area, how many people what they are doing there, so we want to use that automatically as an AI source. Something a little bit different one that has revealed one inside of the wall, inside the indoor people can detect, or outdoor in the mountain area, trail area. This is trail area, or this is a forest area. Some people who are sitting on the couch or on bench, so we can identify where is the person, something like that. So we also have done some hackathon, hackathon, yes, yes, yeah. We also open up our hackathon, so we try to use these data sets, what they do, well detection, well detect or not, for 2 nights, for 2 days hackathon contest. Very interesting. So, demo for traffic analysis here. So, yeah, this is a demo video, but a little bit long. Missing person detections. Oh, that's good. That's good. Sorry. So anyway, we had such a demo on it. So here, I have, as I shown you before, I have devised this kind of these twin systems in the outdoor. This is a good feature for general people. So we have exhibit this kind of this twin in Birmingham, UK, Birmingham City, Birmingham, UK. They have a Birmingham Tech Week. So there was 2024 autumn. I have a good relationship with the Birmingham people there. So I have shown an exhibition there with these features. Actually, Gong itself has been established in 1960, late 1960s, right? So yeah, at the time there is nothing there, 1960. But gradually they are going to be evolved. The downtown is going to be bigger and bigger. So now eventually there are many buildings or skyscrapers, so on. So we have shown. I'm not sure whether we have. Oh, not all, right? I will show you one examples of that work that has been done here. The rate P. Yeah, this twin. Yeah. First, to make this digital twin, we have to have a video stream. So from that digital twin, video stream, we have to identify what is a car, what is not a car, or what is what. That is the first one, object detections for object recognition. So traffic signals, to do the traffic signal estimations or traffic density or object detections, multi-object tracking or raw segmentations or collecting traffic, many things we can consider. So according to that kind of application, you want to consider that, we'll do that. So in the raw systems, there is the terms of transformations. Yes, transformations. Okay. Yeah, I said transformations and transforms is different, but in the raw system, transform is transformation. Yeah? Anyway, he uses those. Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying now? Yeah. Transform. There is yesterday I mentioned that in mathematics, geometry is one section of mathematics. At the time, what is geometry? At the time I said so. There is domain and there is some objects or locations, point I mean, and then there is going to be change or moving inside of that domain. That is called geometric. That moving or changing, that is called a transformation effect. Yes? So anyway, transform there, the transform, that is like a Laplace transform or Fourier transform, yeah, the transform or what transform. Something transform is a little different. The domain itself has been changed. So anyway, in the raw system, they are nothing about domain change, so they will do the form, transform. So this is real one. This has been regenerated on this twin cyber. So that can be put on here, correspondence. So inside of this, so many information will be transferred, so many things. So we can devise this kind of data set style. So we'll do this. Yeah. So the right hand side, so many IDs, cars are moving around, they are re-indicating. So still there are so many mistakes. It's not easy. Each item will move correctly or not. That is a fidelity or consistency or reliability of the system. But it is not easy for the first time. So we try to rectify that with more delicate way. So anyway, we have established that idea. So this has been done. So for these ones, for analysis of traffic systems usually, or autonomous driving simulations, or traffic signal feedback. Actually, we are taking the imagery from the veranda or balcony of the one apartment in the high skyscraper. That means we only use what? Video imagery data. Yes? But in reality, in Ulsan city government, there's an agency or there's a department to control the road system. So, for example, traffic lights changing. Yes, traffic lights is so important. I couldn't find so much traffic lights here in Danang. So some people are going here. It is quite hard, right? Without they have a good common knowledge, right? If I turn to the left, that means on the other opponent road, some people are coming to this way. If they are running so fast, I cannot get entered. So they are slow down the speed. But in the metropolitan city, we do not degrade the speed. We run on regulated speed, right? Usually we run in downtown nowadays 50 kilometers per hour or 60 kilometers per hour. That is lowered down now. We have this tendency. But before actually we run quite fast. In the highway, for example, 100 kilometers or 110 kilometers as a regulation. But usually, some rash people are driving so fast, right? Nobody's hindered in the highway. So then I can drive 150 kilometers per hour because there was no hindrance. We can run fast, like alpha, right? You understand? So these are very, very important. So those people are controlling, of course, that is automatically. Automatically means well set up in advance, automatically run 1 minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes. They are all regulated according to that idea. So some big roads, some people are crossing the road, then we have to use 1 minute crossing time, or 2 minutes crossing time if that is wide. Something like that. So this is this is the twin one. So that has been so many things. See, each car has its own speed information too. We can change the eye position viewing position. So we can see here, up there, here, or from the bottom. And of course, we cannot get into the soil, but we can change according to that changing your viewpoint, right? So it is good benefits for developing the digital twin system. Why not? It is valuable, so why not try to use that idea? Furthermore, there is some lights here. If you adopt that light, red or green, according to that light signal, if you incorporate it inside, then that is much more realistic. In some case, some accidents will happen inside of the rotary, inside roundabout, then car cannot move in there, right? They are detouring. They're going to tour some accident spot, right? So that is a realistic one, so we can design or devise different scenarios according to our view. So that is a good thing for using that process. To do that, actually, we have used. Why I have said that multi-sensor fuse in the first session? Actually, we have to use divide between that is cyber environment, real world. Only we have to use control each item, for example, car, or for example, to see that video, which is mounted, the camera mounted on the car. Then, if you want to see that, then we can put the car on the car, put a car, and on it, put the camera, turn it on the camera, then we'll see the display image. So to do that, we have to have many things like processing data, not only processing for this world, digital twin, and also camera, which has been mounted on the car, video, the kind of video camera system can see. So we will see that information like that, RGB data or whatever. And also, LiDAR will be mounted on that car. Then we can check out how surrounded other cars are moving around. Or if you put a radar, 4D radar, yesterday I mentioned the 4D radar we are using, we can adopt it. And mostly this is an on-the-road situation, but we not only on the road, we think about off-road too. That is wider or wild, unstructured environment. So anyway, we can use many information. Those are going to be combined into the cyber system, data twin system, and that is much more complex, and dense information will be processed in that. So this is a very interesting topic. So many data file formats also going to be considered because many data sets or many sensor sets, so you can use it. In the case of the LiDAR, there are many LiDAR systems. Yeah, here, this is Ulsan, so quite dense, right? So, to generate this kind of dense, realistic environment onto your machine, if you shooting the video camera, it is not worth it because they should be incorporated in the each building on it. Which color they has been painted, or how much that is obsolete or newly published or not. So according to that, so it is not easy. This has been devised or made by some company for our city government, but we can use that later. This is quick to respond here. This is called as a Teharu Pavilion. Yeah, this river's name is Teha. Teha is a grand peace, right? You know Teha. In Vietnamese, you also use Teha? No? Grand peace. Peace. Okay. If I were much more knowledgeable in Vietnamese language, it is much easier to 평파, hopping, grand piece. Pen is grand. Pa is a popping pa. Huh? Aha. Like Song Han. Song Tepa. Taiwan River. So this pavilion is located above the bank of Taiwan River, so we call it Taiwan Pavilion. That has a long history. That is one of the tourist spot in Ulsan. That has been rebuilt actually now. It works. When you travel to Korea, Ulsan, you will see there too. You will definitely have a good picnic there. You don't want to come? Definitely you will come, right? Yeah, next year. Definitely. So that was already have divide into that. So my conclusion today. My conclusion today. I have emphasized sensor fuse. Many sensors has its own characteristics. So if you are using many sensors on the same time, that is worth using for good purpose for your own. So anyway, camera or LiDAR or radar, they are good uses for sensory data or sensor data processing information to build intelligent systems. Yes, that is what I'm saying. Sensor. From that sensor, we can use in a cyberspace to generate digital twin, physical and cyber twin system. To generate that, we have to build the world. Building your own world environment. As I shown you before, what did I show you before? Huh? Doesn't work. Oh, here. Doesn't work. So, to do that, I had good big grant. So big grant policy is good things to generate bigger projects that encompass many things involved in that. So I have to say about the drone imagery that is meaning video stream from drone above the sky in the sky, high perspective, high altitude perspective vision is good things to see wider area. And not only that, you can use the other data like sensors data like a LiDAR or radar. I have shown you some construction sites 2 days ago, right? And imagery one yesterday, especially, we really focus on it, right? So big grant policy has been big role in development of intelligent system. So I have been involved in the digital New Deal policy, along that New Deal policy we call since 2017. My national government will start with that New Deal, Roosevelt's New Deal, right? 1930s Roosevelt in US. Adopting that terms, we have digital New Deal policy since 2017. So many AI data have been collected for development of AI services. So I have also used that drone AI imagery, AI data systems, and AI service too. And not only data collections, archives, we could use them in service. That is important one. So from the data to service, that is important. And all the applications and process, the used continuously or developed, upgraded in many fields and many approaches. That's a really wider sectors in industry. And also, I really want to focus on that, emphasize on this international collaboration. Yesterday, I concluded CNC, right? Yes, if you remember, collaboration with a good friendship, that is also competitive and CNC, right? That's important. So international cooperation, that is also very, very informative one. So I'm fostering you young people, come to Korea and come back to Vietnam, or you invite me, like me, invite us to come here and come back so we can collaborate. That collaboration is so important because we can get new insight from others. So that is very, very well emphasized by myself, though. So that is so impactful to the market diversity. Yeah, the few days ago I mentioned that, for example, what I showed you. For example, there the time. Not this one. Yes, this one, right? I show you. Huh? Oh. We actually have people to think that there is too long power to get that kind of data that we have in both that multiple transition on. Why? If you don't have this data, then we cannot apply that. Not only the imaging this part. So instead of collaborating with issues like this, then we can get more wider or wider information from that collaboration. So those are also can be used in the integration industry. So yeah, this is my partner company head CEO. So that is they come he will invest carbon and planting the solar panel electricity farming, the fixed farming for would be there will and carbon city. This is hydraulic pump. On the hydraulic, we mounted some sensors. So you can net and much up there. Not only that, you mentioned that today inside, huh? Current inside, and right after that, we have back to array, and array affect the opponent we have in both the Ulsan. You know what is Ulsan? University of Ulsan. I imitate a mimicry Ulsan. University of no, University of you know, UC is UK, right? Yeah. University of Ulsan. I say UC San Diego SAN, Ulsan. So I imitate Ulsan. We have visited to San Diego, University of San Diego, California, right. University of California, okay. San Diego. University. San Diego. Ah, okay. Interesting. Very interesting. So at that time I have traveled with my students, 9 students. So almost 10 or 11 people are moving around together. So I have shown you quite much things because I have lived in California and my family lived there long. So I often visit to LA. And now I have to move to San Francisco. I said that my son has been lived in LA. You've seen work in UCLA hospital. Okay. Anyway, this kind of matter is so that's interesting. So intelligent system that is good for human life, right? They should be good for human life. To make that good things, you engineers should know quite much that things and incorporate those technologies inside of your system. So system technology is important. To make that kind of intelligent system, you must use sensory data information, and also processing, and also you must develop device that road to be used inside of that cyber system, and they should be communicated together, right? So not only the sensory information, you also have to use twin systems like world environment building, and they are communicating together by telecommunications like 5G or 6G in the future, telecommunication, and other network security problem. You must get involved so much of things. So you must be bravely, audaciously attack or tackle with some specific target, then your research work will be flourished and fruitful to the world. Yes? Thank you so much. Let's get together in Ulsan too. With a good friendship, good collaborations, and good competition. Oh, question. It's a Q&A time. Can is there now? See, huh? No, nothing. Just I think I've run out of questions throughout the day. I think I've run out of questions. Run out of questions? No. I mean, I think I've run out of questions. Question, yes. Question, right? Question. Question. Oh, what kind of question? Considering question. Uh, let me see. Any kind of question. Any kind of question. For the digital twin representation. For the digital twin representation. So I have an idea. So right now the detection is for the detection based tracking, right? So you have to track the truck and then place the marker on it, and if the truck suddenly lose track, you will use it immediately. Or the truck moving in the detection won't be very smooth. So what about combining the detection technique with the conventional technique? So both of them will collaborate together. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, before computing power is getting higher and higher, gradually increasing, right? Gradually increasing, or sometimes drastic increase. So when I was young, as a student like you, at the time, the computer system was something like a clumsy, clumsy. Like this is a Pentium series, right? Yeah. Pentium series i7 or i9, right? What is Pentium? There is 80586, right? Huh? 80586. 80586. 80586. That's 86, right? Am I right? I586, right? Yeah, so in Intel. Before there was 8080 or 8082, 80836, something like that. And then 80286, 80386, 486, 586. 586 means Pentium, right? So for the first time when I was using the PC, at that time there was 98s in the middle of it. Actually, I have such an experience because I have been involved. I have been with Samsung Electronics right after graduating from my university. I have been involved in Samsung Electronics as a something man. At that time, I was working for export division, export merchants, merchandise exporting to Eastern Europe. That was my business at the time. For the first mission, when I was very young, almost in your age. But right after that, I have been starting to study in Japan to join like you now. I have been in Japan. At the time, Japan was quite advanced country. That was 1989. That was 1989. I started. So 1989, 89 at the time, we are selling 808286 or T86, almost 286. That is PC80. You don't know about that. It was PC80. Now we say about so many longer generations, right? Painting. Even the painting that has been upgraded. So now I is going to be longer. So I9, right? Yeah, so long is this? Because there is 3 decades, 30 years has passed away. So that is meaning, then that means every year computing power or computing capacity is going to increase gradually or sometimes drastically. Nowadays, actually, we are using GPU too, right? NVIDIA sell out so many GPU based GPU, many brands, right? So, what kind of GPU you are using now? Yeah, some will say, yeah, I forget it. Some will say the lower versions, 3089 or 40 something, right? But now, A100, for example, or H100 or H200, something like that, right? They are all changing all the time. What is that? Computing power has been changing. So, eventually, the old PC cannot hold it to computing, but nowadays computing machine is much more stronger and powerful. So in the future, maybe next year, 2 years later, or 3 years later, 1 decade later, computing power will be abundantly bigger. Like like Lucy, no movie Lucy, Lucy. I don't think I have watched that. I open up so many. Movie Lucy. Lucy. Scarlett Johansson's Lucy. Have you ever seen this kind? No? The classic one. No. I'm not familiar. You probably have seen this kind of movie, right? I've seen. I think there is a Lucy eventually going to be very, very powerful lady because she can get access to worldwide onto some systems. Anyway, so in the future maybe like a sci-fi fiction movie, you can imagine some new things has been evolved and developed. At this time, probably you will see many different phases of the civilization. Maybe that is your future. Yes? So now you have to prepare the future. Until now, that is what it is. But from now, we do not know exactly, but we can anticipate. So those expectations will be settled down in your mind or brain, so you can conjecture the future, think the future expect the future so you can prepare for your own action. That is your plan for the future. So I recommend young people think their own future with more flourishing way for their life and fruitful life. Happy life, right? So you must be happy in that sense. Yes? I hope so. I hope so. So that was all what I have to deliver my topics. I say thank you.